Yeah. J, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Woo! Sun's up, let's go. Fast lane, still the show. Dust flies, hearts glow.
All right, we got the PostJoy GT50 here. I just filled the tires up to 40 PSI because that's what's recommended on the sidewalls. These are 20 by 3 inch knobbies. 40 PSI, that's crazy. These things are so full. Listen to this pop when I take it off. Whoa. Two things I've noticed right away about the PostJoy GT50 is that this is the first and only battery I've ever seen that doesn't have a sticker that tells you what it is. It says that it's 48 volts, I don't know, 20 or 25 amp hours, whatever it said, but I was trying to verify it. No sticker. The other thing that kind of sucks is this is very loose, the battery cradle, because these screws, like that one's barely holding it on, and that one just went right past. So not a lot holding this on. It's almost like I need to unscrew them and put washers there, but if that's the case, they'll be raised up a little bit, and I don't know if that's going to hinder this sliding into place or not. So I can either try that or just have it a little bit loose. I don't know. We'll see. Because this is a pretty heavy battery, so I don't really want that rocking back and forth. I might just try some washers. What is up, Wanderers? Today we're looking at a new e-bike. What makes this one different? What really makes the PostJoy GT50 stand out is its motorcycle-inspired styling, its huge long-range battery, and its surprisingly comfortable full suspension ride. It feels more like a compact electric dirt bike than a traditional e-bike. This is a 48-volt electric bike. They claim it can reach a top speed of 40 miles an hour, and that it has peak power of up to 5,500 watts, even though the rear motor is stamped at a 750 watt, and they also boast an 80-mile range. Really? Let's see about that. It's called the PostJoy GT50, as you can see right there, and it comes in at $699 as of today on postjoy.com. And we're going to check it out to see if it's worth your hard-earned money. Now, there is an affiliate code in the link below. It's free to use, it helps out the channel, and it saves you some money. The PostJoy GT50 comes in one color, black. And it has an IPX6 rating with an aluminum frame. One of the cool things about this bike, if you put together a lot of bikes like I do, is it comes about 95% assembled. Just pop on the handlebars, the front wheel, the fenders, headlight, and pedals, and you're good to go. Let's see how fast it goes. Let's see how fast it goes. Let's see how fast it goes. 38.2 miles an hour. But will it do that outside? Let's take it for a spin. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited to test out the PostJoy GT50 because it supposedly has 5,500 watts of power, even though the rear hub motor is stamped at 750 watts, and it has a long-range battery of 25 amp hours. So we're gonna test that out as well. But let's get some dronage. Left is that way, so you're just gonna stay there. Okay, suspension's pretty nice, I like that. Acceleration's pretty decent. Brakes, pretty decent as well. Let's try this acceleration on the 5,500 watt PostJoy. Not too bad, not too bad. Come over here. So, as I thought, that was just a tiny little hill, but the GT50 has a little bit of a problem with hills because it's only 70 Newton meters of torque. Yes, you heard me right. 70 Newton meters of torque. I don't know how something can have 5,500 watts and only 70 Newton meters of torque, but that's what this says. Handlebars need to be tightened a little more. There's a little bit of rattling coming from the rear, and I think it's the extended rear fender that I put on. I might have to try to tighten it a little bit. Obstacle avoidance on this drone is kind of ridiculous. It works most of the time. Now it's really squishy in here. You sink in about a foot every step. It's like snow. Drone recovery, check. And I got something in my shoe, check. Oh, a little sticker. I got a sticker pricker. Come out. It's one of these guys. All right, we're good to go, I think. Unless it's in my, yeah, it is in my shoe as well. Get out of there. All right, we'll have to edit this out because, I mean, nobody wants to see this, right? But it's real world stuff, so I don't know. Let's see if we can get this back on.
Front left. Cycling follow. 3, 2,
All right. That's the thing that's good about that drone, is it's kind of made to crash as far as its durability. So let's get going again. High-speed braking, not too shabby. The brakes are really good, actually. Now let's do a hill climb. This is about a 20% hill, and we're on PAS 5, and we're doing full throttle, as usual. All right, we're starting at 14 miles an hour, and we've just started the hill. See what happens here. 12, that's staying 11 and a half, 12, and we're cresting the hill. Actually, that's not too shabby. It stayed right at around 12. I didn't think it was going to be that good, but apparently 7 Newton meters of torque is good enough to get up that hill. So brakes, great. Acceleration, good. Torque, decent. We'll test the top speed here in a few minutes. Suspension, decent. Let's see if it can keep up with me. The drone. It's kind of lagging behind. It's supposed to go like 20 miles an hour, but I'm only going 18, 19 right now, and it's kind of having an issue. It is a little bit windy today, though. All right, let's see if the bike turned off as I walked away with the NFC card. No, it still looks like it's on, actually, so I don't know about that one. All right, let's make our way over to the bike trail for the suspension test. It doesn't accelerate super fast, so I'm curious to see if I can get it up to the 40 miles an hour top speed. And by curious, I mean doubtful, but we'll see. See what happens. I've been surprised before. Not often. Suspension's a little loud. I'm going to take it down from good to fair. It's kind of like when you have a basket on an e-bike and it makes a bunch of noise when it goes over a bump. But it's better than having no suspension. Brakes are really responsive though. Really impressed with the brakes. So here is the bike trail that I like to test the suspension with because it's rather bumpy, even though it's paved. A lot of bumps. And they need to whack all these bushes. Whoa, low branch, and whack that too. So I can stop whacking it with my head. Whoa. These weeds try to whip you in the shin. Not cool when you're wearing shorts, bro. Not cool at all. All right, the suspension is eating up quite a lot of those bumps. This is a very bumpy trail. Whoa, low bridge. Okay. I made it. I'm all good. Don't worry. Another big bump right there. Not too bad at all. I'll merge into traffic here. Stay on the right. Here's a big, so that manhole cover is usually very bumpy. And that wasn't too bad at all. And here's where we test the top speed. What do we got? 26, 27. Come on, you should at least go to 30. You're supposed to go to like 38, 40. We got 30. We got 32. Yeah, 32.9. Okay, well, it is what it is. And what it is 32.9. So top speed 32.9. Not sure how I feel about that with a 5,500 watt bike. We'll go over here to the campgrounds next to the fairgrounds. All right. Sorry, we had to wait for an RV to park there. All right, let's go to the beach. I got a nice hill to test it on. See if we can catch this green light. Speed limit's 25 on this road, and I'm already doing 30. I guess because I'm 275, I can't get this thing to go to 40 miles an hour. Only 32 miles an hour, but whatever. I doubt I'll make this green light. Oh, I made it. But can I make it up this hill? This hill's pretty steep. I got some momentum, but only 70 Newton meters of torque. Oh boy. We're about halfway up the hill and I am going slow. Let's try pedaling. Okay, I might make it with pedaling and full throttle. Maybe. Will he make it? He's got a truck behind him. It's flattening out. That's probably a 30-degree hill. Whew, barely made it. And there's the ocean. The freezing cold Pacific. And there's a travel van. Not as cool as mine though. We can't all have an Echo. Here we go. Nice day for the beach. Used to be a secret beach, but look at all these cars. Everybody found my secret beach. What's a boy to do? All right, so we're gonna sneak in here. Right here. Also, when you get on and off this bike, you have to kick your leg pretty high because the rear fender is super high, like an actual dirt bike. Someone's in my spot. We'll have to go over there and sit down and make it awkward so they leave so I can take some cool pics. Maybe first we'll go over here. I have 2 spots to take pics in, so we'll do the other one first since nobody's there. Spot number 1. All right, so we just got back and we got some thoughts. Now, like most other e-bikes, it has 5 levels of pedal assist, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But Johnny Boy hardly ever uses pedal assist. I put it on 5 and I go. But if it's there, you need it. It's a 93-pound bike, and if you run this bad boy out of battery, you're gonna have to pedal home, and you're gonna want some gears. So the Shimano shifter, must have. They claim that the motor has 5,500 watts of peak power. However, it's stamped at 750 watts. So I don't know. I'm just taking them at their word. 5,500 watts. The acceleration was meh. It doesn't get up to speed very fast, but I got it to go 31 miles an hour on my first speed test, and then with a downhill test, it went 38, 39 miles an hour. Never did get it to go 40, but for someone my size, it goes about 31 miles an hour on a flat road. It has rear disc brakes with 180 millimeter rotors. It does feature dual suspension, but there's no preload or lockout in the front. And with the GT50, You get 20 by 3-inch tires, very knobby, and I didn't know if they would be okay on regular streets because it looks like a dirt bike tire, you know, more for trails, but it actually wasn't bad on street riding. This bike will fit anyone from 5 feet to 6'3". I'm 6'3", so I'm right at the max, and it fits me pretty well, as you can see. This is what I look like on it. And you do have to kick pretty high to get over this bad boy right here. The max load capacity is rated at 365 pounds. Luckily, I'm nowhere near that, so we're good to go. It does have a long-range battery. It's 48 volts, but it's 25 amp hours, which is pretty rare. Now, the charge time on this is about 6 to 8 hours because it's supplied with a 2-amp charger. This does feature a cadence sensor, and I really love the motorcycle-style front LED headlight, and it has an integrated LED taillight as well. It features a triple fender system, 1 in the front, 2 in the back, and a semi-plush, pretty comfortable seat, actually. It's not too bad at all. So who is the PostJoy GT50 made for? I think it's made for people that basically want to have fun. If you're an RV traveler like me, a camper, an explorer, or someone who loves cruising dirt roads and beach towns, this makes a lot of sense. It has that mini electric dirt bike vibe, but it's still approachable enough to hop on and enjoy every day. With this bike, it's less about racing from A to B and more about making the actual ride part of the adventure. And I'd like to take a quick second to thank PostJoy for sending me the GT50 to ride and review. I had a lot of fun on this bike, and I can't wait to check out some more of your bikes.
Sun's up, let's go. Fast lane, steal the show. Dust fly